Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me a photograph, actually a screenshot of a photograph. It looks like birch plywood on top and then some kind of brushed wood underneath it, so it's two layers. And I wasn't going to show how to trace, but it's kind of important. So we're going to take it, and since it's so much material that's more than we need, with the item selected, that's pretty important. So you won't get rid of the other items on the page that I've already worked on, and then crop it out. Now, to help Corel out, I'm going to make it smaller. And then I'm not going to bitmap it or anything or resample it because it's going to be pretty big, but I'm just going to trace it right from this. I'm going to use Outline Trace Clip Art. This is going to take just a second. Now, the downside is I'm going to have a lot of grains of the wood showing up. Like this is grain. So if we do a left click, right click, the grains of the wood are showing up in here. We don't need them. And you could spend hours getting rid of these parts with the virtual segment delete key. And you could spend hours getting rid of them, or a long time at least. So let's look at it in reverse. Let's don't try to get rid of them. Let's go and do the opposite. I've got my nudge factor set on 1 inch. This thing is a little bit more than 1 inch, so let's go 1.5 inches. And let's fill in what we can see. So we're going to fill in the yellow type wood, not the brown. And I'm just going to nudge it over. There's another little spot right there. Now there's going to be some parts we can't do because they're going to leak. And like that's part of the drawing, so we're going to go ahead and take it. Now to make, if we smart fill this right here, it's going to leak. So let's take the 2-point line and let's zoom in here. And let's take a 2-point line and go from like right there to that node to that node. Then take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. That shouldn't leak, that shouldn't leak, that shouldn't leak. I don't know if that would be, no, that's going to be yeah, because we're wanting the white wood and not the brown wood. So we need a few more areas right here on his mouth that we've already got. We want this right here. So it's good to keep the original picture handy. And we've almost got it. There's a couple of places on the back that are going to leak. So we can take a 2-point line and just go there and go there. Fill this in. I don't know if that's important, but we can always look at it later. See, that's almost too much because we got to look at it in reverse. We want the other parts and not the brown part. Now down here, it's going to leak a lot. And we don't have, just real quick so I won't forget it, take the Smart Fill tool and hit that real quick and put it there. That should come along in just a second with something else. So let's take a 2-point line and go from there to there. Hopefully there's no leaks further up there. You just kind of look around, like here's going to be a section we need to do that's going to leak. And by leak, I mean that the Smart Fill tool is going to go beyond the boundary of what you've done. If you didn't have that stop point, we're almost done. We need this part right here. Now, on some parts, you can use the rectangle tool. Start your rectangle there and just go to there, making sure the rectangle doesn't interfere with some other parts. And we can fill that in and fill that in. And then you just kind of look around and see this is all the line that needs to be here, so it's doing a good job. Now there's a little bit down here on her neck. You could go there, and move it over. And then just kind of sit back. We need to do something on her head. This is where you could use the rectangle tool. Go from that and then come down. Now, take the virtual segment delete key and swipe through that line. And in that short a time, you've got it done. Now, I don't know what part they want to cut out. Sorry, my calculator is real close to my delete key. So we could left click, right click in red and have hairlines. Now you would need some sort of border. So let's do this, Control G and group it together. Holding down the Shift key, double click on your rectangle tool. It put a rectangle around it. Let's make it, with this lock, let's make it 105% bigger. And that made you a rectangle around the whole thing, kind of give you a border. And that is what it's going to look like when you cut it out, once you fill in those spots. And then that's going to be a border. Now that's saying you want, if you want this to be the solid wood and then the backing, which would be the black. So the backing is going to be the black, which this is. And then just go through there and fill in the other parts. And real quick, let's finish it. I hate to leave it halfway undone. Some of these are real little. And that's what your finished product is going to look like. Let me right click, no outline. That's pretty quick and easy. I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching. I'm missing her lips. Her lips are too thick. Now what you could also do, just real quickly, take your shape tool, your smoothing tool, and you could smooth out her face a little bit. It's a little bit rough. Well, we have to ungroup it. Go up to Object, Group. Let me click on the whole thing. Well, why isn't it grouped? Go up to Object, Ungroup. I didn't have it all. And then just kind of smooth this out on her face using the smoothing tool. We need it actually a little bit bigger. The bigger, the smoother. But if you get to a part when it's too big, so you've got a lot crisper, sharper, vector-looking lines. Now, once you do that, you're going to want to go left-click, right-click to get your new cut lines. And this is a little funny up here. I'd get rid of this. Now, we're going to use the Shape tool. We're just going to delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that. Just kind of get rid of some of these. See, there's actually a set of double nodes on there. So we can grab that item and maybe hit delete. I would still take the smooth tool. And because and actually I'm gonna move this up right here with the shape tool, move this one in line with the other, so we've got, there's another set of double lines. Doesn't really matter when you cut it. Let's see what this is. Whoop. So what you can do is grab it and move it out of the way, and it is a double line on part of it. It's not gonna really affect your cut, but you can delete them. Anyway, and then you could always go through with the Smart Fill tool and fill it back in and have a new set of lines there. Like, I don't like that. I don't understand that, what's going on, but you could always delete some of these nodes and make it, see, there's a whole set of, I think it's because I touched it so many times with the Smart Fill tool that I just did that. But just kind of, we need to either get rid of this line because it's so close, or put it on top of the other one. I don't understand in distinct, we could probably just delete that line. And whenever you have a double line like that, you can get back, then take the shape tool and then just join that node back. And there's that double line again. So if you did the Smart Fill tool with no outline, and if you just kind of redid the whole picture, it's going to get rid of those double lines. And we got a little leak there somehow. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.